Welcome to yet another episode of Just Saying. My name is Tabira Nangomotsi, aka Mellow Cream, and I'm here with Costa, the creator, Ash ... and hey, thank you for all the support that you've been giving us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing and liking.
We appreciate
and
it.
commenting.
We appreciate it.
Yes, we really do appreciate it.
Yes.
Really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And before we go into this next episode, disclaimer. We are not professionals.
Nope. Nope. Far from it.
Far from it, yeah. But we are certified in marriage.
Yeah.
We've got marriage certificates. So when we do speak on marriage, we are speaking from experience.
Yeah, man.
But everything else, please ask your mom, please ask your dad, please ask a psychiatrist.
I think we're certified, but I don't know about qualified.
Oh, that's a different
Yeah,
story.
all right, yeah.
Certified
qualification.
husband,
you only get it when you finish the course. You're out of it.
Was certified, but not. I'm not sure qualified.
Yeah. That's out for debate.
That's out for debate. So, what's today's topic?
Today's topic is how far is too far, especially in the workplace.
Oh.
Okay, what do you mean?
How far is too far when it comes to making advances to somebody of the opposite sex? How far is too far on certain comments,
Right.
or jokes, especially to somebody of the opposite sex?
Right.
When does it become harassment? When does it become abuse?
Right. Hey. When she says stop.
But what if it's a stop it? I like it.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
what is the stop it? What is the stop it I like?
Actually, maybe let's do. What is that? Stop
So
it. I like it.
define that.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So say you make a comment. Say Tavi makes a comment. Let me leave myself out of this. Tavi's at work, he makes a comment. Maybe it might be on the edge of sexual in nature, but maybe not. It doesn't have to be sexual. And it's like, Tavi.
Like an innuendo.
Tavi, it's like, Tavi, stop it. She laughs, Tavi.
Iweka. No, you see, the way I see it is the dynamic is different with the person you're talking to. Maybe marango jairana ungotaurana zvinhu and it may not go further than that. It's probably trying to do some banter in terms of trying to make the workplace a bit more enjoyable. Because sometimes Kubasa, it's a place where you could have more stress. But if you lighten it up a bit and and
slap a few.
No, I ain't saying that. Ain't nobody slapped nothing. No, it's more to do. It's more. You see, for me, this topic is interesting because sometimes it's the other way around. People always assume that it's the man who's doing the advances.
Yeah,
it's not always the case. So you may a guy may be actually being sexually harassed in terms of ajitutara makomenda ajipinda mdova ovanzi ne malady hands ona icho and he's thinking to himself I don't think I don't think I like those kind of comments, but if it's a guy complaining about it, it's you pengere.
Yeah,
why are you complaining? So love on my baby guy. Huh? The chicks here are talking. Actually, want you and you're complaining. That's the other thing about sexual harassment. It goes both ways because there's some aggressive women who, especially these days, women are so aggressive. Dog.
Yeah, but I think the question is, Ash, when does it become harassment. I'll give you an example. There's I stumbled upon a TV series called Basket.
Right. What's that about?
And so I started reading up. I'm a geek sometimes. So I started reading up on who actually wrote it and who produced it. So there's this guy called Zach. He's one of those. He's a great comedian. He was in the what's it called? The Hangover.
Oh, right.
That's chubby, crazy guy.
Right. Yes.
So he wrote it with another guy called, I think his name is CK. So
Louis CK.
So I was now why it only went up to 4 seasons, and so apparently I think CK was then accused of sexual harassment, and a lot of cases that came up, and the network then had to stop.
But CK for me, it was the issue was the fact that women claimed that he was masturbating to
exactly
while they were on the phone. No one actually.
No. There was one. That's why. Hence this topic. How far is how far? One of the ladies, who's also a comedian, was invited to his house, and and then he says, "Can I take out my winner?"
Okay.
So she says, "I thought you were just joking." Yeah, he's asking for consent. So she thought it was just one of those,
he's
just
joking,
being silly. We're both comedians. And she says, yeah. And then he takes it out and then starts masturbating. In front of him. So there was no touching. There was no anything. But I don't know. It's cancel culture, I guess. That the trauma she then faced then led it to then file a case. How far is how far? Because some of us, even in our 20s, we've done some of this nasty stuff where you go partying and so forth, and you think somebody's saying no, but they're actually saying yes, or they're saying yes, and you don't really know. If we're to fast forward, and if we're to take that time into 2022, a lot of us might even be in jail.
Oh, definitely, because now in the States, as far as I know, you have to get the consent thing is an issue. Hence, people like apparently Jermaine Dupri made people sign stuff, and so celebrities are making people sign stuff.
Here, I opened the definition of sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Says sexual harassment is a type of harassment involving the use of explicit or implicit sexual overtones, including the unwelcome and inappropriate promise of rewards in exchange for sexual favors. Sexual harassment includes a range of actions from verbal transgressions to sexual abuse or assault.
Wow. Okay. So it's even when what you say can be deemed sexual harassment.
I don't have enough money, but I can pay in other.
Oh,
is that harassment?
What are you saying? Like someone says,
say you're a guy and a chick approaches you. Not approaches you. You're in a work environment. Maybe panika kushiana kemari karukitwa or panika like something is coming to you, and then it happens to be from a female, and then they put out that thing to say, oh, even if it's in a voice that's play, I could pay in other
kind.
means. Yeah.
I could pay in kind.
Casual kind.
Oh, so that's harassment. She'll be harassing you.
Yeah, I'm asking also.
Is that technically?
Yeah, or maybe you are the one who's supposed to give her something. Then she's like, if it's you, Tavi, casual kind, any would do.
Hey,
is that harassment?
You know what? Technically, we'll have to say it is. So. Okay, Costa, what you are saying is what you are saying,
guys.
The level you're going at in the equity. If a woman offers you sexual favors in lieu of something or of money or whatever,
it could be she could be playing.
Yeah, well, obviously you can just say that. I know, but you said it though.
Yeah.
So once it comes out your mouth, the assumption is that you meant it.
Yeah, exactly.
So meaning, Kuti, we must watch what you say. It's going to work now.
You must watch. I think what I like last night. I was reading a tweet. There's this South African lady who she had a really traumatic sexual harassment situation, and it was really, really bad. You know, so she was sharing it online. Apparently, when she was 12, she was gang raped. You know, South Africa is, and then now she said she was slowly getting over it. You know, attending therapy and all. And then at 23, she starts working for this other big news network. You know, she didn't want to mention it, but it's huge in South Africa. And her boss, one of these days says, "Hey, come, we've got a meeting at 9 p.m. Come to the office." And she, you know, being, you know, an intern and all, she just went. Apparently, it turns out she was, you know, he was alone. And he locks the door and rips his cat. And, you know, and starts fondling and stuff like that. And she starts crying and screaming no. And then he says, you know, he starts feeling embarrassed and says, all right. So he gives her a jacket and says, you can cover yourself with this jacket. But, you know, the way you got such big buttocks and you're always swinging them in front of me, you've been asking for it. You know, that's the whole usual rhetoric. Yeah. So he then gives her car keys and says, because now she can't leave the office because she's half naked. You know, her skirt is torn. He gives her his car keys and his jacket and says, wait for me in the car, then I'll drive you home. So she went into the car, you know, crying and all this stuff. And, you know, she was obviously in shock. She couldn't even call anybody or tell anybody. Listen, so let me finish.
Okay.
So he then drove her home and she never found a case, you know, it's happened about 5 or so years ago. So in the comments, there were a lot of people feeling sorry for her. But then somebody then mentions how, you know, somebody then wrote another tweet in response saying, you know, men are so entitled, and, you know, it's like when a new chick enters the workplace and they all start, you know, talking about how they start debating on who's going to make the first move. And I thought that was insensitive to what this woman went through, because this other lady now is comparing what the trauma this young lady went through with guys sitting around a coffee break and saying, wow, Jennifer is hot, man. Who's going to make the first move? It's harassment too.
But you see, this story, there's different layers to it. Many layers to it. Like looking at it. Like, first of all, this is her account of the story, you know. And I mean, if you look at what's happening right now, what's this? Amber Heard and
Johnny Depp
story, you know.
Johnny Depp.
The thing is, generally, people tend to sympathize with women when it comes to these things. And people don't consider the circumstance that led to that, you know. So here, if we're talking about sexual harassment, where did it begin? Is someone doing something suggestive or inappropriate? Because here in the definition it says including unwelcome and inappropriate, when you start promising. But for me, I feel like it's very odd that the situation just ends up in that situation where the whole situation where someone ends up akubasa. Maybe there were steps that were omitted. Yes, we got there, and maybe the Rakazo got to a point where the skirt was ripped. But how do we know if consent was not given? You know, how do it was, unless there were recordings or eyewitnesses who actually heard. It's a story. Honestly, I feel like it's a not to be insensitive, but there have been many times where you hear people spend 22 years in jail.
I agree.
Based off.
Yeah, for nothing.
Yeah.
It's like there was another story on Instagram about this wife who accused this woman who accused her husband of raping her daughters.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Raping their daughters, you know. And the guy actually went to jail and all this stuff. And
imagine.
Only for her to then confess like 15 years later that she made it all up because she was angry.
Because I feel like...
And the daughters, because they were still kids, they also didn't know.
Yeah, they grow up
hating their father.
So they grew up hating their father because they actually thought that they were touched because they were 4 years old. I don't know how young they were. They were really young. So they also, they took the mom's side and they believed, dad raped us.
Yeah. So
they didn't know.
So for me, Ipapo, I guess that's when we start talking about how far is too far. Like when we ask, when we speak to, when you then consider a situation near boss and the PA, if you know you're endowed with assets back there, and then you are flirting, with the boss, one, and then two, maybe, look, I'm not saying women should wear, long dresses all the time or should just become, but you then also have to realize that it's going to happen that people are going to look.
Yeah. That's another thing that, So, with your definition...
it's the internet.
Okay. With the internet's definition. So, let me ask this question right now. If a woman comes to the workplace and wearing a short skirt that if she tilts almost 45 degrees...
you've seen this body hugging, what do you call them? Those yoga pants.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes people now wear them to work nowadays.
Yeah, those items.
Where you can even see the camel toe and all that crap.
Those items. I'm saying, by that definition, if you come to work, you're sexually harassing me. No, because think about it. Because you're saying, Inini, I'm now uncomfortable having to see that.
Not really. Look, I think it's a combination of things.
Wait. Let me put it to you this way. Wait. This has to be both ways. Let me tell you.
But cancel culture now. Ash, cancel culture is not on your side now.
But I'm saying
she's got every right to wear whatever the F she wants.
Let's
Why
do
don't
this.
You look aside?
All right. Inini manji ndakwenda kubasa. Dine my yoga pants with the bulge in my pants.
Yes.
But think about it that
look
way.
Inini, you should control yourself.
Inini I will be told to go home and change.
Exactly.
I will be told to go home and change. But here, why not? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because the shoe, when it's on the other side.
Yeah, because if I come, my chest out, right? My chest,
but there are men like that where their shirt is buttoned down, like one button a little bit too much.
All I'm trying to say is this. The standards, your sexual harassment, people should look at them both ways. You are the one who's actually, because I'm uncomfortable. Because what happens is sexual harassment is sexual advances that are uncomfortable to a person, right? So meaning, if you come to work and I'm distracted by what you're wearing in terms of this skirt and that if you can go bend over and bichana, I'm now seeing your cooch. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing that. You're sexually harassing.
They say you should be mature enough to look away.
That's what they
say. That's what they say.
That I should be mature to.
And how much cleavage is enough cleavage?
You know what I'm saying?
Also, because
so you see now also, you know what, another thing
none
is,
at all.
That's why now some big companies, what they've done now is made a very clear policy dressing.
Yeah. And it's either you want to be employed or not.
But guys,
clear policy dressing. Shamari, if you're going to come to graft, those.
But they then say that's being sexist. Because you're targeting women. And you're taking us to the dark ages.
Aiwa zvakafanana kuti nini yandiri kutaura iyoyo kuti amana ndikaenda kubasa ndakapfeka kaadhidha and then my bulge is showing it. You think people won't tell me kuti ndara iyi haiite here ubaya uteni? So what I'm trying to say is that the standards have to be both ways, in my opinion. They have to be both ways.
Generally, men are covered. Unless kanamato zoti sports day and then unapika kama kashoti kasingaite.
No,
Yeah,
in the point I'm trying to make.
Don't have sexual parts. A woman.
Women look at the same things as you do, man.
Maybe they'll be looking at your ass.
I want don't get it twisted. Women do the same thing.
Biceps, triceps.
My crotch watchers.
All right.
Yeah, that too.
My crotch watchers are here. And then also so inini zvandikuedza kutaura ndezvekudaiwo, not on the part yekuti okay, what I'm trying to say is women should be responsible for how they dress in the workplace. They should be responsible.
What about what's the latest time I can receive a message from a female co-worker?
Hey.
Whether it's a boss, subordinate or subordinate boss.
Hey,
what's the latest time my boss can call me out?
Hey.
I think it's
not even call me out or make a request.
I think it depends on what's comfortable with you.
Yeah,
and you just set your boundary.
Because ukanzwa matwitwi kuma 4.
I think Tavi, you're making it sound like it's a simple. Imagine you are in a huge organization and imagine you're in a huge organization and you are not high up the food chain, and then people who are up there, start sending you requests to say, there's this report that's needed. Please make sure in the morning, chakat. What's the latest? Who sets that boundary? Because if you ask, for me, I feel like if you ask me, say I'm in a situation where I'm a guy like this, and then my boss is a female boss, I don't think I would have the balls to say don't message me if she's powerful.
That's true. You just have to, Anyway.
I think company policy.
Yeah, company policy at the end of the day, to conclude, just be a responsible person in terms of your dressing when you're coming to work. There's you know what I mean? If you come
to look good.
Yeah, to look good
for myself.
I get it. But just think about
women say they look good for themselves. They'll show lots of titties. It's for themselves. It's not for the men. So stop looking at me. Don't patronize me. Don't whistle. Nothing. You have no right.
That is
BS.
That is
though.
bullshit. Let me be honest with you. If you're doing it for you, fega kama pajama uyo bas.
Exactly.
It's more comfortable, isn't it?
You can wear your lingerie at work.
You know what I'm saying? So no. I'll be frank. When a woman is wearing suggestive clothing,
the suggestions come through.
The suggestions will come through.
Suggestion box. We received them.
And you have to.
You guys are so misogynist.
We may not act on all suggestions.
No, it's not about that, bro. It's about if you're painting yourself a certain way, then you want some sort of reaction.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
And that's how I'm gonna raise my daughter. It's gotta be very clear that because we're living in a world where just be responsible. This whole cancel culture BS. Just be responsible.
Just be responsible.
There's great advice that Ashley gave me. Remember, I think did we do an episode on flirting, or we're just talking about it offline?
I think we're talking about it. Yeah.
We
were talking about it.
So you're saying Ash gave you some flirting advice?
He gave me some flirting advice. About some of these things that just avoid. Remember when we talk about even giving a woman a lift home and all that stuff. You save yourself the hassle, and you save yourself the
But guys,
there was a gray area or
what if she's not clothed in a very warm way and kurukutonora panze wongopfura shuwa munhu ari kutonhorwa ari murodhi. Maybe she's wearing a short skirt and there's so much wind akamirira kombi.
She can report to cancel.com. I'm gonna leave it.
But guys, it's
no more.
Just do.
You guys will whoop the ass.
No, guys, you know what? In conclusion, all we're saying is that just be responsible about the actions you take at work. Be responsible and be cognizant that if there was a camera there, when these tapes are being played back, will you be in the clear?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
I think also, as people in positions of power, just understand that sometimes it might not be as easy for your subordinates to come and tell you, "Good, look, this is inappropriate."
Yeah. Remember that.
So you have to censor your own self to say, "Okay, I'm taking this too far."
Exactly.
Unless put
being
in company
responsible.
policy that just deals with that, and then you know.
Yeah.
Deals with that, and then you know.
Yep. And that's our episode.
Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Please
Subscribe.
Please do. We thrive off your comments and your input. Thank you so much, and keep the fire burning and all the good stuff.
They throw in the suggestiveness.
Get back.